Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Laguna Seca. David Anderson here with you this morning, and happy to be on the air for round 2 of the iRacing Champion Motorsports Porsche Cup Series for 2023. Second year in a row that this series is back, and this is round 2, coming to you live from Laguna Seca this morning in the U.S. and late afternoon in the U.K. Coming off of a really exciting season opener that we had a few weeks ago at Daytona, and we are now into the West Coast, or making our way through the West Coast part of the schedule as we're at Laguna Seca. We'll be all over the world in this series, and expecting another really fun race today. We're in qualifying right now, and just watching the guys get out here and turn their first laps. Looks like they're starting to get some times in now. We're riding along here with Michael Parker, our winner from last week last race at Daytona, and Michael will be another strong contender, I'm sure, here today at Laguna Seca. As we're watching him take his laps around this beautiful circuit, there's just no better racing circuit than Laguna Seca. On board here and watch Michael go around the track here to finish this lap. Michael is our provisional pole sitter right now. He first lap that we came on air and he turned was a 125.5. You can see the standings here a little bit faster than Joe Stifel, Chad Dick, Tristan Martz, but everybody turning that those first lap and now onto their second lap. Each driver will get 2 laps in the qualifying. They have 10 minutes to do 2 laps. This is a fixed setup series, so the qualifying as well as the race are restricted to the baseline setup in iRacing. All right, Michael in with his lap. Did get better, 24.8 there. Let's see if we can get on board with some of the other drivers maybe that are out here running. See, look, Mark Johnson coming up over the hill to go down to the corkscrew. Mark in just a beautiful car from Longhorn Racing. Love this thing. Such a really cool red maroon type colored car. Mark currently in 8th place. He had a 26.989. Let's see if he can get better here on this second lap. And he does. He moves all the way up to 5th place with a 25.692. Here's David Nelson. David with a simple canary yellow livery, but still looking good out here. Looks really good on the track. Using every bit of it. A little bit of dust coming up here, which you can always count on at Laguna Seca. Coming through the corkscrew. David currently sitting in 8th place in the standing, or in the race standings for qualifying today. As we watch David come around the track, I want to go ahead and immediately thank our title sponsor for the series, Brian Sohn and his team at Penguin RC Simulation. They bring this series to us and make it possible with a great prize package for all of our drivers. David moving up to 6th place here with his lap. Solid effort there. Let's see if DJ Alessandrini, we can ride along with DJ. I'm expecting DJ to be one of the quicker drivers, maybe up front. This could be a driver to potentially challenge Michael Parker for the pole. Got a little bit of a late start to qualifying and has not set a time yet. DJ, a late addition to the field this morning, so does not have his Penguin RC windshield banner yet, so we'll have to help him get that placed on his car as the default Mobile One banner on the car. And here he comes. Let's see if he gets a lap in here. That was his out lap, so this is his timed lap. And right on board with him here. While we're on board with DJ, we'll do a quick rundown of what the current standing is. We've got Michael Parker, our winner from round 1 at Daytona, on the pole, looking to pick up where he left off. Chad Dick in second place on the outside of the front row. Joe Stifle in third. Edward Nelson with a really solid run, currently in fourth place. Mark Johnson fifth. David Nelson sixth. Tristan Martz is in seventh right now. Tristan is the only other driver still on the track, turning a lap, so we'll see if him and DJ Alessandrini can better their times. Brian Sohn in 8th, Billy Massengill 9th, Brian Sabalinski to round out the top 10. And we have about 15 drivers here in the race. Busy weekend for CMS. We had some drivers that are regulars in this series all get together down at the 12 Hours of Sebring, which is kind of an annual CMS tradition where a lot of our guys get together. We sometimes end up with 15, 20 people there. It looks like DJ not going to get a lap in. He's coming to a stop here. Not sure what's going on with that. Back on pit road and no lap. So something wrong there that he didn't like. Maybe just not super comfortable in the car, and so didn't maybe want to be, in the middle of things. Sometimes you can see that happen. Or someone would rather start in the back than out front. So it looks like Michael Parker will be our pole sitter as we get ready to go to the race session here. So give everyone just an opportunity to get on the track, get their setup, see the beautiful pictures here from Laguna Seca. Such a phenomenal track. This is one of the first tracks that they modeled in iRacing. They've updated it over the years. It's just a phenomenal, phenomenal track.
Great lap, Chad.
At least I can take.
All right, had to do a little muting there on my end. We don't hear the drivers in all their glory, as much as we'd like to. Sometimes they say things that we don't want them to say. And we're getting ready to roll off. So 30-minute race here today at Laguna Seca. The races here are fast and furious and short and fun, and a little bit more about the series for those that may be interested. Everyone who is a member of the Champion Motorsports community, first and foremost, is welcome to participate in these races. All you have to do is be in good standing with us, of course, and be a member of our iRacing League. On the iRacing portal, and there's no cost to race in these. We welcome all skill levels, so always welcome people to get in and join us and come have some fun with us. This is the official support series as well for our iRacing Team Endurance Series. So runs a little bit longer schedule. There's a couple of extra races. This is one of them. When we're not lined up with an IRTES track, but every time we run IRTES endurance races, the week prior we will run these Porsche Cup cars at the same track. Gives the drivers an opportunity to have a support series. It's a single driver series they can have some fun with, and it's just really adds to the immersion of our flagship Team Endurance Series, which everyone should also check out. You can kind of see our logo here in the bottom left of the display for the broadcast of IRTES. look it up or visit cmsracing.com for more info there. But so speaking of that, next race will be April 23rd in this series at Fuji, which will be 1 week before we go to the IRTES feature race on April 30th at the same track at Fuji. So going to be exciting. But right now we have got Laguna Seca amongst our midst, and excited to see how this thing's going to go down. Michael Parker will lead us to the green here as we come down. Pace car pulls off, and they're going to come to the final corner. We've got a 15-car field here, and they are fixing to get started. Here they go. Few cars lagging back. Charging down into one. Looks like Michael's going to have a good corner here. Oh, big wreck back there. Sure what happened there, but Edward Nelson was involved. Let's go back and watch this here. Here's the issue. Oh boy. And you know, that looked like DJ Alessandrini. And just a ton of cars in that accident, unfortunately. It's like Mark Johnson was involved in it. Chad Dick was involved in it. That may not have been Alessandrini. That was someone different, so my apologies there. But while all that happened, Michael Parker has gotten away. Definitely going to see some drivers have to come in for a fast repair, I think. Alright, so you can see Michael Parker out front, Joe Stifle behind him in second place here. Here's Joe. Love the Bengal Tiger car. Makes me think of the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm sure he probably hears that a lot, but that is a great looking livery. I just love the way that thing looks with the tiger on the front of it. And let's see if we can get a good view of that thing. Look at the tiger here on the front of this car. That is one of the more creative liveries I've seen in a while. Just a beautiful car. Joe being followed by DJ Alessandrini. Looks like DJ does have some damage, so he was, I think I may have had that right, and that was Alessandrini potentially in that accident. There were so many cars there and just a lot happening. Looks like he's going to try to possibly make a move here. He does. Alessandrini up to second. Even with the damage on the front of his car, gets around Joe Stifle. Going back into fourth position here, we've got Tristan Martz. I think Tristan also has a little bit of damage. Yeah, a lot of damage on this car. So he was caught up in that, unfortunately, and that thing has got to be a handful right now for him. So all of this happening has really benefited Michael Parker, who has already jumped out to a 2-second lead. So, you know, big accident there at the beginning of the race. Not something any of us want to see happen, but it did, unfortunately. And so some of the drivers here, like Tristan, normally would have had a shot to win this race. are now going to just have to hang on, certainly, in this one. David Nelson having a really solid run in 5th place. So this is a really nice start for David. He benefited from all of that, and I'm sure he's going to be really happy to be in the top 5. Brian Cebolinsky here from the Can-Am Racing Team. Great looking livery from Brian. Great to have Brian in the series. Glad he's racing with us in 6th position. Going to go ahead and run through the field here, at least through the top 10. Billy Massengill in 7th, spread out a little bit. So once that accident happened, Billy's a little bit behind the group here now. And Billy running a very similar paint scheme to Tristan Martz. So this is where I, still will have to go back and kind of validate if that was Massengill or Martz that were involved in that accident. I'm pretty sure it was Martz because he's got the damage. Billy looking good. Here's Chad Dick, who was up front when all of this happened, and he may have already been in for a fast repair. Brian Sohn, our title sponsor car, Penguin RC, great car. Brian back here in 9th, and then rounding out the top 10 right now is Richard McClure. We've got some drivers. Looks like we've got one driver already unfortunately retired in that accident. That was Edward Nelson, who was unable to continue after that. So unfortunately, not good for him. Alessandrini, though, is certainly, even with the damage on his car, he is on the move here to catch Michael Parker. And the damage is minor. I don't know how much. It's a fairly high downforce track here. So not sure how much it's going to hurt him. His last lap time was almost 0.8 faster than Parker. So up 9 positions from where he started. We saw his situation in the qualifying where he didn't complete his lap. So I don't, almost makes me wonder if there was a hardware issue or something there for him in this set of events or sequence of events that could have even contributed to the accident we saw. He's catching him, that's for certain. Last time by, another 0.4 faster. Right along with Alessandrini as he tries to catch Michael and see kind of what line he's taking. A lot of wheel movement. You can tell he is really, really wrenching at the wheel and working this thing around, the kind of manhandling it around the track. But man, he is there. Big battle here for the lead. Can Michael defend? And that is absolutely what Michael's going to have to do here. Is he's going to have to defend because DJ is faster, and if DJ gets out front of Michael, I think that's going to be it. Tries to go around the outside. Michael does a fantastic job kind of protecting that inside corner. One thing to catch him, another thing to pass him, as we all know. And even though DJ showing that he is about a half a second faster a lap, which is significant, that's only half the battle, right? Getting up there and getting around him is going to be the harder part of this deal, and we're going to stay locked on this. I know that we're not covering too much of the other drivers right now. There are some other battles I want to get to on the track, but this is what we need to be following right now. It's a battle for the lead here. Go through the corkscrew. You know, Michael in his situation here has got to just be calm and be intentional, which I know he'll do, and drive the line he needs to drive to protect the position. DJ needs to be patient. He's got 20 minutes to get this thing done, and that's to his advantage, certainly. So while this is happening, I will give a quick update. Edward Nelson unfortunately had to retire from the race after that first lap accident. 2 cars came to pit road during that. James Andrew came in for service, and Mark Johnson also came in for service. And the assumption there that they both came in, took a fast repair. You do get one fast repair in this series, and believe they both took it. And there he's going. He's looking now, and he's got him. There's the pass for the lead. DJ Alessandrini now goes to the front spot. Up 9 positions from where he started. Wow. Damage on the passenger front of that car. You can see it caved in, but not stopping him from just really wheeling this thing. We're on board with him here now, and he is quick. I believe he's probably going to pull away here a little bit from Michael. So let's use this as an opportunity to go take a look at a couple other battles. This is another really good battle going on the track right now. Looks like Brian Sabalinski has just recently passed David Nelson. These drivers, a couple of wily veterans here, longtime sim racers, really key members, core members, I would say, of the champion motorsports community, and having a good battle of their own here. Looks like David had this position. Brian just recently took it. Another good battle going on back here. Here is this is for 8th and 9th place. This is Billy Massengill and Brian Sohn. And Brian doing the chasing here. So let's ride with Brian as he's right behind Billy. While this has happened, Alessandrini, as we suspected, has gapped Michael Parker now. He's got about a 1.6 second lead. Oh, and Massengill is off. Let's get a replay of this. Oh, he just puts 2 wheels on the grass. Or sand. Desert, whatever you want to call it. And that gives up the position to Brian Sohn. So you can see here Brian now ahead of him. Let's check in on a couple of the drivers who had trouble early. Here's James Andrew. Definitely has been in for a fast repair. Car looks clean. So had to come in and take some service. Here's Mark Johnson, who we talked about in just this beautiful Longhorn racing car. Mark, the only member of the Longhorn team out here today. I am actually personally a member of that team, but doing the broadcasting and the administrative work for this series, I'm not able to take the track right now. But surprised that we don't see Brett Stevens or Mike Tyler, Larry Ford out here. Boy, Mark just about losing it there. He's really moving around in this thing. Go back up front here to our leader. See now the gap that Alessandrini has pulled. He's going to be hard to catch. He's going to need to make a mistake. So about halfway through the race, in this series, as we talked about, it's fixed setups. It's really kind of a test of the driver. We don't bring pitting, into the equation typically. It can be close on fuel, and there are certain tracks that you may have to manage the fuel a little bit. But generally speaking, should not have to take a pit stop in these races. So it's just everybody's got the same equal equipment, equal set of circumstances, and just allows for a driver-based series. And of course we have all skill levels in these races. So here at CMS we don't have a restriction on whether or not somebody can participate. That's one of the benefits of our league, is that as long as you can hold a line and drive well and professionally, if you will. Oh, there's a wreck right ahead of Alessandrini. Is that? It's the 84 car of Richard McClure. Just gonna rewind this live here. See what happened to Richard. It's around the last corner here. Just, man. Got it turned around. There comes the leader around him. Richard's car not looking good at all after that. Heavy damage to this thing. He has continued on. All right, let's do a field rundown. So DJ Alessandrini here in first position, who we talked about, up 9 positions, 10 positions now actually from where he started. Interesting story with DJ this week. Did not qualify or got out to qualify, didn't finish the lap, started in the back, was involved, we believe, don't have 100% certainty, but believe he was involved in that first lap incident, but was able to carry on. Put the chase to Michael Parker, got around him after about 10 laps into the race, and has now kind of moved out to about a 2.2-second lead, or 2.5-second lead. So Michael Parker here in second position. Michael, our winner from Daytona, our points leader coming into the race today. Michael and DJ, both, of course, pro-level drivers. DJ with a 6,000 I rating. You can see the I ratings here on the standings of the drivers on the left. Michael with 3.5. Joe Stifle here, if you want to talk about someone kind of overachieving. Third position, looking really, really good. Lap times are super competitive as well. Joe with a solid run here going. He's about 13 seconds behind DJ, but looking really, really, really good in this race. So nice run for Joe in third position. And he's had kind of a quiet race, which is what you want sometimes. A nice quiet race can be some of the best racing. Tristan Martz, who was involved in that first lap accident, in fourth position. And he is now in a battle here with Brian Sabalinski. So we'll follow this a little bit. Last lap by for Tristan was a 28.7. And that was quite a bit slower than Sabalinski with a 26.7. Here's Brian. Right along with him as he gives chase. This is fourth and fifth position. This is our closest battle on the track right now. stay with this here a little bit, then we'll finish, we'll see kind of what happens here, and then we'll finish going down through the field. Brian really, really smooth on the wheel. Laguna Seca just looks phenomenal in iRacing. Bucket list track for a lot of us, myself included. Would love to get out here and race at this thing. Iconic corner that they're in now, and the corkscrew, if you want to call it a corner. Set of corners, I guess. Looks like Tristan has settled down a little bit. Last time by, he ran a 26.6 or 26 flat. Brian ran a 26.1. Let's see what their times are here now. Brian getting off this last corner a little better. And he was about 0.2 faster that time by. I'm going to stay with this best battle on the track. And probably a situation here for Tristan where if we take a look again at the front of the car, this thing is in... I'm surprised he's still driving it, honestly. Really took a hard hit there in that accident at the beginning of the race. So the sheer fact that he's even battling here in this situation is a testament to how well he's driving. And it's such a short race, too, at only 30 minutes that, if you come to the pits, it's pretty much a, you're taking yourself out of contention for sure. But sometimes you're just forced to do that. So, all right, we'll come back to this battle here briefly in just a moment. But I'm going to briefly or quickly run down the rest of the field unless we see a pass here going into one. Ryan's going to stay behind him. All right, so we'll run down the rest of the field. Just behind these guys, about 7 or 8 seconds, is David Nelson. He's on his own. David having a good run. He is got to be happy with this, I think. This is a solid run for him and has really held his own here. David with a 1.2K I rating compared to the guys up front, just to give you an idea. Chad Dick on his own. Chad started up front on the front row of this race and was involved in the early incident and has fallen back to 7th, but kind of stabilized. Brian Sohn, about 9 seconds back from him. Another battle here on the track. Billy Massengill and Mark Johnson. You can see the two of them here. This is 9th and 10th position. Mark Johnson has really caught Billy at this point. So this is another good race happening here. Mark had to come to the pits in that first lap accident and take a fast repair. But, boy, it looks like he is all over Billy Massengill here, and I expect Mark probably to make a move before the end of this lap. So we'll stick with this. No change up front or with the Tristan Martz, Brian Sabolinsky battle yet. Let's see if Mark sends this on him down here going into one. On the outside. Billy gave it to him. All right, so let's check in on our leaders again here briefly. Got less than 10 minutes left in the race here now, about 5 minutes left. So Alessandrini now with a comfortable 3.9 second lead over Michael Parker. That's kind of how things stand up front. This is our battle, the one that we're most interested in here at this point. It's Brian and Tristan going at it pretty hard. Looks like Tristan may have stabilized the gap just a little bit while we were away. So we mentioned with this series that there are 8 races in this series, and the series again lines up with the iRacing Team Endurance Series. When we run an iRacing Team Endurance Series track like Daytona that we did a few weeks ago, the support series here will always be at the same track 1 week before the race. And that is the case for the entire season. With IRTES, we have 6 events. So, for instance, the next IRTES event is April 30th at Fuji, which is going to be a barn burner of a facility and a race. The week prior, on April 23rd, we will have the Porsche Cup Series that you see here now running at Fuji as well. As Brian really putting the pressure on Tristan again here. There are 2 races, this being one of them, Laguna Seca and Road America, on the schedule that are inserted into the Porsche Cup where they're standalone events. So this is an event that is standalone for itself on its own. It is not lined up to one of the IRTES tracks, but still equally as important in the point standings. So that's going to be key, to make sure that you can get all the races count, and from a point standings perspective, you really, to have a shot at this thing, you want to be in as many of these races as you can. Michael Parker came into the race here, speaking of points, first. We've got 2 drivers that right behind him, Blake Reynolds and Edison Hernandez, neither could be here today. So Tristan Martz is going to move up in the standings, as well as Mark Johnson. So some drivers that couldn't make it today, hurt them and helps these guys that are here, in the event. So. But long season, and a lot can happen. All the races do count. There's also one of the things we mentioned, a tremendous prize package available in this series from Penguin RC. All those details are on our website at cmsracing.com and on the Penguin RC Discord server. Recommend you check out their website as well, and give them a look, and visit their Discord for all the details on the series, the various series that they sponsor in sim racing, not just CMS. But of course, we're super happy to have him here at CMS. So looks like, I think he's going to have 2 laps to go here at the line. So this is DJ Alessandrini. Don't think he's going to get a white flag here yet. Probably has this lap and 1 more. Michael Parker now coming up behind him down the hill. Not a big gap, but about 5 seconds. Joe Stifle here in third, just kind of rifling through the field here one more time. They're spread out up front. This continues to be our battle on the track. Tristan Martz and Brian Sabolinski. These guys are close, but it looks to me like Tristan's going to have enough to hold him off. David Nelson in 6th position. He now has company with Chad Dick, only about 3 seconds behind. This is Chad. And if we take a look here in Chad's cockpit, you can see David up ahead, but just don't think he's going to have enough time to catch him. He would need David probably to make a bobble. Brian Sohn in 8th. Mark Johnson with a solid recovery drive up into 9th position. That's going to be important for Mark in the points to get as many positions here as he can. Billy Massengill in 10th. James Andrew, Richard McClure, and then unfortunately Edward Nelson had to retire from the race. So here's Alessandrini coming around taking the white flag. Car off up ahead. It's Richard McClure again. That's the second issue he's had when the leaders have been coming. That's got to be making everybody, the leaders and Richard, nervous. All right, so Alessandrini, phenomenal talent. Every drive and race that he's in with us here at CMS, he's always up front, always has a shot at it. We'll have to see if he wants to come to the interview booth when we're done here. All right, here he comes. Here is your winner, folks. DJ Alessandrini taking the win, round 2, Porsche Cup at Laguna Seca. Michael Parker going to be in 2nd position. Here comes down around the last sector. Joe Steifel going to bring home a solid podium here. Joe about 29 seconds back of the 2 leaders. Beautiful run for Joe here today. Beautiful car. Really a badass looking car in this thing. Nice run. Congrats to Joe. And look at this battle here at the line between these two. Tristan Martz and Brian Sabolitsky. Brian did everything he could to get at that and just couldn't make it happen. David Nelson with a problem at the end, and Chad Dick's going to get around him. Chad Dick takes this position. We've got to go back and see an instant replay of this. Look, oh, you're kidding me. This is David Nelson coming to the final corner on the track. Oh, David. Wow. Mark Johnson in 9th position. Watch him come home around the final corner. We're a little bit behind now, but rewound that to see the situation there with David Nelson, unfortunately. Mark Johnson with a nice recovery drive, and here comes Billy Massengill, the last driver that we'll feature here in 10th position. So what a phenomenal race. Congratulations to all the drivers that were here. Laguna Seca, and wow, what is exciting there at the end as we saw Brian Sabolinski just about catch Tristan Martz. We saw David Nelson unfortunately lose his position, and DJ Alessandrini takes the win here at Laguna Seca. So I am doing a little bit of double duty with the admin work, so I'm going to come in and let the guys know. Hey guys, great race. Top 3, if you're interested, DJ, Michael, and Joe, stop by the broadcast booth. We'll do a quick interview, and great job today, guys. Fun, exciting race to cover. Last lap there was exciting in a couple of places. Hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you all next time. Wow, what a race. What a race. All right, let's bring a couple of drivers in here. Let's start with Michael Parker. Michael, good morning. You have a copy.
I have copy. Thanks, David. Good morning, David.
Yeah, hey, nice run out there. You held him off as long as you could.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but I think you knew probably he was about a half second faster than you were, but you did what you could for as long as you could.
Yeah, exactly. Because I knew he didn't qualify, so he was going to work his way back up. But I didn't really see what happened in the back with the incidents. But like he was basically behind me within a lap or two. So then I was just managing, and I knew he was outbraking me pretty much into T2 and into the T8 at corkscrew. So um, that's where he gained a lot of time on me. And after that, I was just trying to hold him up, but I made a I let him take the inside line going up to the corkscrew,
I
and that was
saw
it.
that, and yeah, once that happened, it was sort of then you did what you needed to, which was hang on to a solid second place. That's going to have you comfortably in the lead championship wise, because as you and I both know, there were several of your competitors that either had trouble or were not here today. So Tristan Martz was here. He finished behind you. Mark Johnson was here. He finished behind you. But JT Tammy, Blake Reynolds, a couple of
Yeah.
guys from round one, Cameron Barker, were all unable to make it this week with Sebring and some of the things going on. But solid run nonetheless for you. There was a big issue right in turn one. I don't have confirmation for sure, but DJ was in it. I don't know exactly what his role was in it, but
Oh,
he did
okay.
have some damage on his car. So the fact that he was able to wheel it the way he did was definitely impressive. And But it was
Oh
a
yeah.
big wreck there.
Yeah. I couldn't see it. Like I looked in the mirror when I was making my way around. What was it? T3. Saw someone fly off, but I didn't know where any of that started. So but I did see damage when he was in my mirror. But yeah, he was on it, and yeah, on the during the race, he was actually saying he had issues turning, I think, right or something like that. And that damage may have hindered him a little bit. So because I know he was capable of the low 24s even in this heat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, fun race here today. This was one of the two races on the calendar without a corresponding event with IRTES, but we'll be back to the this one in Road America near the end of the season. But we'll be back on April 23rd here at Fuji 1 week before the big race, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah, Fuji. I really enjoy that track. I love Laguna as well. It's just there is absolutely zero room for errors, especially with
Yep, this
summer.
is one of those tracks that just is very punishing. With just any little bit of issue.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I'm definitely wish I had a little bit more pace to challenge DJ, but I'm happy with second, at least in the championship fight.
Yeah, you're going to leave here in a really solid place going into Fuji. And Michael, thanks for stopping by and talking to us. Have a great rest of your day here, and just so excited to see you doing so well here in the series.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, David. Thanks, Champion Motorsports and the IRTS and Penguin and everyone else sponsoring this series. It's awesome. Great competition.
Yeah, and thank you for being a part of it. Have a great rest of your afternoon or morning.
Oh, you as well. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's bring in DJ Alessandrini here, see if he can talk to us. DJ, do you have a copy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, man, wow, you tell us. That was one heck of a drive there, up 10 positions from where you started. A little bit exciting there on the first lap. Take us through what happened from your perspective.
Yeah, I think the driver who I connected with, I think maybe he thought this was like the Seto Competizione version of Laguna, where it has like the curbing all the way down the left side.
Yep.
Because then I would have had enough room, but that curbing doesn't last forever. And if you put this thing in the dirt at all, you're just going to spin. So I kind of thought he was just being aggressive and was just going to squeeze me, but apparently according to his PM after the race, I should have backed out, is what he said. But it didn't end up very well for him. So I I don't know if that's the play that was wanted to happen there, but I would have rather it stayed clean, obviously. But yeah, just a weird move to try to squeeze somebody in the dirt.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the car drove a little bit like a rental go-kart after that, where it didn't turn to the right, but turned really well to the left. So I just kind of had to change how I approached the track based on the strengths that the car was giving me. And toward the end of the race, it couldn't put down power going to the left. So I'm glad I was able to catch the leader quickly, just because I don't know if I would have been able to put down power to actually get by him.
Yeah, you did a really good job of being patient with him. We could tell, and I certainly could tell covering the race that, it was likely just a matter of time. And I think he knew that. We just talked to Michael. Michael's a real pro, and, he knew what he was dealing with there and tried to just have the defensive line as long as he could. But you had about a half second on him, and so he knew that once it happened, he was just going to be in a good position to stay in second. So glad to hear it turned well to the left too.
Yeah, if it was the other way around, it would have been a really long race. Yeah, it's really hard to pass somebody in Laguna on turn one. Mostly you can kind of go to the outside and hope they mess up, but like people rarely do. So really the best thing you can do is try to be right on their bumper for a good run out of turn 5. So or turn 7. Which one is the fast kink?
The Ray Hall Straight, turn 6.
Turn 6, yeah. So get a good run out of there, then you can force a mistake or get the inside for corkscrew. I kind of expected him to fight me a little bit in the corkscrew, but I understand why he didn't. Because if I messed up at all, he's the one that pays for it. So I understand why he didn't stick around that side. But I think I left him room, but he backed out. He didn't want any of it.
Yeah, and he's also, leading the points. Michael had the victory first round in Daytona, and probably just knew what battles to pick or not pick, right?
Yeah. That's in the points contention. Yeah, that fight wouldn't have been worth it. But I was a little disappointed that the fight ended so quickly. I was kind of ready for it to go like a couple more laps. But like I said, I'm glad that it did because the car was really bad at putting down power toward the end of the race.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, just a phenomenal drive and a testament to your talent there, DJ. Anyone you want to thank or any shout-outs here?
Nah, we're good. Thanks to you guys putting this on. It's rare you get to drive the P Cup where it's not a bunch of 8K savages that you're going against, so it was fun.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you here. Thanks for coming out. Hope that we'll see you again in some of these races and in as many of the iRacing events that we have here at CMS. We'd love to have you out in the iRacing Team Endurance Series. Not too late to get signed up, get a teammate, get in that as well if you're not in it already.
It's just that the race season's starting and my weekends are going to be few and far between. So to find somebody who's okay with me only making like 2 or 3 of them is going to be kind of rare.
Yeah, totally understand. Well, we're glad to have you here when we can, and congrats on the win today, and hope you have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thanks, you too, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, DJ. All right, let's bring in Joe Stifle.
Hey there, David.
Hey, Joe. How are you this morning?
Well, I tell you what, I've had a good morning so far, and I would say that the last name is pronounced Stifle, but I don't think in this series you're going to need to memorize that. I got awful lucky with a group of really fast competitors and some unfortunate circumstances behind me because there's some really quick folks and of course Mr. Alessandrini was quick, and we knew he was just going to go by. So
sure,
we let DJ go. That was no point in holding him up.
Yeah, for certain. And maybe what it is your driving was just so stiflingly good, right? That had to embellish there. And thank you for that, for helping me. That's as a broadcaster doing the broadcasting stuff, you're always wondering, man, am I getting this guy's name right or not? But great run out there today. And Joe, I'll admit I don't know you real well, so tell us how you found CMS and what brought you here, and would love to just kind of hear what got you here on the track to this great podium finish today.
Well, yeah, thanks. My competitors there, Ed Nelson, who was super quick, and I expected him to pass me on the start there, and of course Gabriel Bono, who you might have seen in some of the longer races, said, "Hey, why don't you come in on a Sunday morning and race?" And we all raced together in another series. Also, Chad Dick races in another series in a class that we get together. So we of course love the Porsche cars out here and running the Cup cars out on the West Coast. But yeah, I do a lot of other series, a couple different things, and I tell you what, CMS has been fantastic with the competition and the clean racing, and just you're building some camaraderie out here, which I think is excellent. I've seen some of these guys in other series, and like I said, really happy, but also understanding I'm real lucky to be in the podium on this Sunday morning.
Yeah, well, it's great to hear that you're having a good time with us, and glad that you guys have kind of all bonded together. A great group of guys you just talked about there, and all of you with quite a bit of talent. Some of the other guys, Ed and Chad had some bad luck today, but Chad actually made a pretty exciting pass on the last lap of the race. David Nelson had some trouble, and he benefited from it. But glad you guys are here, and that's what we're aiming for, Joe, is not just the fun, clean racing, but also the camaraderie. That's what really makes CMS what it is.
Well, I tell you what, I've all the races that I've participated in, everybody's been real good. Good, clean racing. People know where to put it to make it challenging, and I'm looking forward to a lot more races. Hopefully, mid-pack, maybe low to top 10, maybe. But this has been great. But I understand these folks are really fast and they're really good, and not worried at all sharing any of the asphalt with these guys. And special thanks to Ed Nelson for helping me go so fast on this Sunday morning. And thanks to you, sir.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here. Congrats on the podium finish. Enjoy that. That'll kind of make the rest of your morning go better, and hopefully your afternoon and evening. And Joe, thanks for stopping by and talking to me. Glad to have you here at CMS, and just great to have you out here today with a fantastic run.
Well, thank you very much, David. Have a great Sunday, sir.
You too. Take care. All right, so what a fantastic set of guys that we had the opportunity to talk to here. So really enjoyed that, and enjoyed bringing the race to you all here. We'll wrap up here. Again, congratulations to DJ Alessandrini for the win, who we heard from. He gave us a little bit of a preview of what happened there on the first lap with that accident, which was interesting. So that did confirm what we thought. He was definitely kind of in the middle of all that. So not without a little bit of controversy. Sounds like the other driver, though, owned up to it on the mistake side, and DJ was going to be hard to beat regardless. Michael Parker in second, Joe Stiffel in third, and phenomenal race. So, okay, we will be back on April 23rd at Fuji in these cars for the support series for the iRacing Team Endurance Series race the week following on April 30th. I hope all of you will tune in. Give us a look at cmsracing.com for the schedule, all the details on the series, and most importantly, if there's anyone out there that wants to participate with us, we're always welcoming new people. You heard Joe Stiffel talk a little bit about how he is enjoying the camaraderie here at CMS, and that is absolutely what we're aiming here for with this tremendous community of sim racers and friends. So hope to see some of you out there on the track with us or watching when you're not able to race. And until next time, this is Dave Anderson. We will see you on the track. Have a great Sunday, everyone.